Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Yaga here. I hope I'm live. The last live stream I did, it cut off like the first 5 minutes. That kind of pissed me off. Thanks, YouTube. That's why I do Facebook. Even though I hate Facebook, I hate all this shit. But it is a useful tool to talk to people. So, what's going on? Yeah, it's an ice storm where I live, so I figured, what the hell, I'll do a nice little live stream. And today's topic, if you can tell in the description, is question everything and observe. And I mean literally question everything. Everything you're told, everything you read, everything you watch. Question it. I learned the hard lesson in life where I used to be very naive. Maybe I still am. And I would, be ignorant, for lack of a better word, and just accept things as they were, which, sounds easy, but there's a reason we have like this instinct and intuition, Whatever's going on in this world today, there's people that don't want you to think for yourself, have that intuition, and or think critically. I can't figure out why. I don't want to figure out why. I just know that's what's happening, and you can see it. If you haven't seen what's been going on the last 2 years with the whole everything ever since Donald Trump got elected, just that alone should tell you that something's not right, folks. And I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about in the grand scheme of it all. So what is question everything? Well, there used to be this saying, and it goes something like, believe nothing that you hear, half of what you read, and all that you see. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, I don't believe anything I hear per se. I have to hear it. See, what I do is somebody says something to me and I don't just automatically go, oh, that's true. Like, I'll soak it in. And if I'm wrong, I'll go do some research on it, find out if it's true or not, and decide for myself, what I think about it. Because you hear a bunch of shit. Like when I was a kid, I heard things all the time, and you hear something, but you don't understand what it is. You know what I mean? You just grow up hearing it, like, oh, yeah, I know all about, I don't know, name anything. Yeah, I know who Black Sabbath is, but I never listened to him, but I've heard the name, it's like that. Because there's so much information available and out there that it's impossible to know everything. And that's why I feel there's like people like myself. I consider myself knowing a little bit about a lot, but I don't know everything about one thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm not an expert or a pro. I'm an expert at a couple of things, but like for like a living, like say I'm not a plumber. Like a plumber knows what the fuck they're supposed to be doing with pipes and water and valves and all that shit. And they'll tell you straight up because that's what they focus on their whole life, or a carpenter or an electrician, I'm going to trust they know how to wire shit, because that's what they do. And that's what they spent their life doing. And one of my good buddies, his dad's an electrician. So if I had a question about wiring or lights, I would ask him because that's what he did his whole fucking life. He devoted his life to being an electrician, So like me, I am that dumbass phrase where it's like jack of all trades and a master of none. I'm kind of like that. Like I know a little bit about a lot, but I definitely don't know anything, if that makes any sense. Meaning, yeah, I don't know, man. I am on the path of seeking truth. And what I've done for myself is I question everything that comes my way. People are like, why don't you go listen to this person? They're really inspiring and good. I go, okay. And I'll listen to them. And then I will pick them apart afterwards, with an open mind and let you know if I think they're full of shit, trying to either just get something in for themselves or if they're being honest. See, what I'm looking for in people is honesty. That's the big trick right there, man, is honesty. And I really live my life trying to be as honest as I can with myself and other people. And I tell you right now, be honest with yourself always, and I say this all the time, and I will continue to say it until I'm dead, that you need to be honest with yourself. Don't people please the world. Don't do shit because you're worried about what other people think. You need to do shit because you either want to or you don't. Trust me, this will save you a lot of headache. Question everything that comes your way. Everything. Everything. Even what I'm doing right now, question what I'm saying. You know, learn for yourself, you know, follow those little things inside that tell you that I don't know if this is a good idea. And observe others too. I'm a guy today. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. If I don't want to do it, I just don't do it, you know. But I really try hard to stick with what I say and what I do, same thing. So people can see that by my actions, so they know that I'm not full of shit, that I'm a pretty trustworthy guy. I'm honest. They respect me for that. He's got integrity, right? Then there's other people who say a lot of things and then do the complete opposite what the fucking say they're going to do. Watch out for those people, because I don't believe anything people say. I watch what people do based on their actions. You know, their actions do speak louder than words. Unfortunately, as cliche as that fucking sounds, it's true. You know, and it's frustrating because we live in a world with people, and, you know, I can only do it for myself. I can't make other people live honestly, tell the truth, do the things they say they're going to do or not, because that's out of my control. It's out of all of our control, because I don't have control over that shit. I really don't. I only have control over how I am. And for me, this is the best way I found to live, is I'm honest with myself. I'm honest with other people. You may not like what I have to say, but in the words of Owen Benjamin, I'm not lying to you. And that's fucking true. I can't stand lies, even if they're tiny little lies, because you think I'm going to get mad or any of that. I don't think anybody likes being lied to, but yet on the flip side, nobody can be honest, because truth and honesty is painful. You know, what do you think of the picture of my kid? And the kid's all like, oh, he's so cute. Like, you want to really just say, he looks fucking ridiculous right now. His eyes are crossed. Is that okay? Should you go to the eye doctor? Have that looked at? See, that's what I would say, because I don't give a shit. Or I just don't say anything. I keep it in. You know, I'd see him like, oh, it's nice. And I go ahead and have a nice laugh in my head, because that's what I do. I mean, I don't always have to blast everything I think to people, because that's ridiculous. You're going to just piss people off that way. Not intentionally trying to piss people off. But for my own sake, I watch how people sit back, bitch, moan, and complain about their lives, but yet don't do anything about it. Or, again, they say they're going to do something, and then they go ahead and do the complete opposite of it. Oh, excuse me. Interruption. Oh, God. Stupid screen. Well, that's real life, folks. It's real life. Anyway, back to the fuck was I talking about? Oh, saying and doing shit, right? Okay. You know, I've noticed in my interactions with people, people are either the people that are the most honest and live with an ounce of integrity are the people that aren't talking about anything publicly or out in the open. Like, they keep it to themselves and accomplish that shit and live their life out and just want to like live and be left alone. And then there's the attention whores that are all like, my problems, my feelings, and then they're just like, I'm sad today. Why are you sad? You know? Oh, I don't know. You said you were going to do a bunch of stuff, and then you did the opposite. You did nothing. And then the thing you said you didn't want to do, You fucking went and did that. Like, we are living in a crazy upside down world, man. It's not just a fucking fake place like in Stranger Things. It's really reality right now. It's fucking freaky. So I question everything. I have to question everything. I can't not. What I know today, I'm so fucking aware of shit and myself that I can't not sit back and just be like, okay, and just accept things. I go, what are you doing that for? Why do you have that? I have to ask this. What's that? That person doesn't seem like they're being honest right now. It looks like they have an agenda. And I go down this fucking rabbit hole. And that's my thing. But you know what? It served me well. It served me well. Like, I talk about this a lot, but a couple of years ago, I was an investor in a business with some of my buddies. It was called the Brick Lounge, an entertainment venue. I invested in a shit ton of money. I helped, book bands, run the place. It was we had live music, big sound stage, 9,000 square feet, lights, sound, bands playing, comedy nights, fucking entertainment galore. It was awesome, right? But I was looking mid to long term in that place. And I knew at that moment, the actions and behaviors of like what my business partners wanted to do was very short sighted and it was going to tank the place. So I bailed a long time before that because one, it was being too stressful for me. I was running out of money. I was being miserable and nobody was listening to me. So I go, this is going to fucking fail if you keep doing this shit. Everyone's like, ah, and they want to listen. And when people don't want to listen, when you can see where it's going, this isn't an ego or an arrogant thing. This is me saying I can see how patterns and behaviors and decisions go mid to long term down the road if you keep it up. Yeah, right now it's okay, but you keep this shit up, it's going to fucking fall. And I could see the place going under and it was going to fucking fall. And sure enough, a little over a year after I left, they shut the doors. Weren't making any money because I knew what they were doing was going to fail eventually. Because you gotta not always listen. You listen to your intuition when it's telling you, like, I don't know. For me, it may work. So I'm trying to give people, but I question everything. You have to question people's motives, their reasons for doing anything. And it's not living in paranoia or fear. That's being a cautious thinker. I see all these people just so willing to jump at the first sign of anything that sounds good. They'll just hop on board and be like, this is really working for me. And my heart hurts for these fucking people because they're just so weak in their mind and soul that they can't see that they're just getting taken for all they're worth by somebody who knows better and knows what they're doing and then manipulates the shit out of them. Happens all the time. Hell, I was out today. I was at Kohl's. I got this new Punisher shirt, right? And I'm looking around at everything. And lately I've been aware of something that's come to my attention. There's fucking rainbows on everything. There was a rainbow Star Wars shirt. Deadpool from Marvel was riding a rainbow unicorn. Unicorns and rainbows. Why? Oh, well, rainbows are just rainbows. I'm like, there's a story behind rainbows, and maybe one day I'll do my research and go into it. But right now, I'm just saying it's a little weird. Why does Star Wars on the shirt have to be in rainbow watercolors? What does that mean? There's a symbol there. Symbols are powerful shit, folks. Question symbols. It's like if you see a badge from a police officer, that's a symbol. That represents law, order, all the shit, serve, protect, right? You see that symbol. You see the symbol for a hospital, the Red Cross or whatever, old school ambulance. Maybe that's 1920 shit. Or like when the nurses used to have that, it meant help, medical stuff. That meant medical. That's where you go for help. Symbols have meanings, folks. You don't just throw colors onto shirts with rainbows and unicorns for no fucking reason because it's fantasy and magical and awesome. I haven't quite put my finger on it yet, but there's some weird shit to that. Think about it. Next time you're out, look at how many unicorns and rainbows there are on everything. Everything. So question it. I question it just because it's weird. And I just want to know. So it could just be a shirt, man. It could just be something people like. I'm like, man, okay. I don't think so. I don't think so. And, observe, man. Watch what people say and then look at what they do. And if it's not going hand in hand, don't trust those people at all because they don't even trust themselves because they don't know. They can't decipher what's good, what's bad, right, wrong, or that because they just don't know. They're living in a cyclone hurricane of shit in their mind. And I feel for these people so much. And there's a way out, though. Honesty, man. It's in you, inside out, not outside in. You can get all the outside things in this world, fucking money, cars, women, sex, drugs, all that shit, clothes, nice things, bunch of shit, whatever. It's not going to fix it. You're still going to feel something. And I found for me that when I'm honest with what I like to do and what I don't like to do, and I'm just honest with others, but I also, fuck you, fucking thing. Sorry. Hold on. God damn this fucking piece of shit. I'm going to turn off that notification thing. Okay. See that? See how distracted I can get? Like with a little fucking thing that just, whenever something gets thrown in your way, then it's the end of the world. I know. I hate it. I like shit to go my way. I don't do live streams because there's people in the fucking house and I can't have time to do it. Oh, why don't you get out there? I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. Just pay real close attention to what people say and do, folks. And, this is just like some tips and suggestions for you guys for your own life. To keep away from the people that are going to drag you down, because people can drag you down if you let them, mentally, spiritually, if you let them. So it's up to you to decide who you want to be around, what you want to do. There are great, decent, hardworking, honest people that are just trying to make the best of themselves in this world. And then there's people that are just out for themselves and they will fucking twist and turn and deceive and lie to get anything they want just to get that next extra bit ahead. See, for me, I can't live that way today. I just can't. And the worst part about it is when you see people are just so close, but yet are just so scared to let go and just grab a hold of that new way of living. It sucks, watching it from my perspective, because I used to be that way. And this is why I can talk all fucking day, every day about this shit. And I can, because I was that person. I was the same fucking way. And then now I'm not. So I've come a full circle. I could talk about it all I want. And I'm going to blast away with truth and honesty, because truth and honesty can conquer all the bullshit and nonsense there is and bad things in this world if you alone start with yourself. And then you'll be all right. Question it all, man. Question, why do you have to do this? Why do I have to do that? Why? Question everything you see, everything you hear, even question shit you read. I try to fill my mind. It used to be like I used to fill my head with a bunch of shit, like dumb entertainment nonsense, which I still do because I don't like to take myself seriously. I like laughing. I love comedy. It's always been my go-to in life to just laugh and let go and forget that, sometimes the world sucks. Sometimes you just got to accept it and let it be. It is what it is. I'm here. I've filled in my head with all kinds of books. I picked up this piece of shit, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, right? This is a good beginner's book. for those of you who know something's wrong, but you know, are just starting to scratch the surface, this is good. If you want to dive down a rabbit hole and get into something a little bit more advanced, you do the book here by Alan Watts, which is upside down in this fucking thing. The book, Alan Watts. This guy is fucking deep, you know. There's all kinds of shit you can learn from, man. If something sucks in your life, I think it's time you do something different. Because if you just keep resorting to the same shit you were doing and keep trying to think it's going to turn out differently this time, you're fucking crazy and you're insane and it's not going to work. I'm here to tell you it doesn't work at all. Not even a little bit. Not even kind of a bit. At all. You need to rethink your strategy a bit. You need to start talking to people and get a different perspective outside of your fucking comfort zone. And if you're not willing to do that, then go, you know, fuck it. You know, go ahead. I'm speaking solely for myself and to the people who want to hear this shit because they're tired of shit being shoved down their throat like it's something that we're just supposed to accept and it's supposed to be okay. No, it's not okay. It's not. Sorry. God damn it. So, you know, for me, I just sit back and I analyze stuff. And it is sometimes overwhelming even for myself because it gets exhausting. Taking one path, and then all of a sudden you find that that path splits off into 20 different other paths, and you can go that way, this way, and that way, and it's like, ugh. That's why I wish I could go back to being ignorant a little bit, because it's easier. It's easier to just lay back, you know, pick up your soul sucker, start scrolling through, get mesmerized by all the shit. But that's no good either. But I can use this for good. Not everything's bad. Not everything's good. I feel like you have to balance it out and figure it out, man. If you're just scrolling through looking for it, will. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. One day it will. And then bye-bye. So anyway, let's not be so serious right now. What's something fun? So you question everything and observe. Even in your own social circle or family, watch how people observe and behave. Listen to what they say, then watch what they do. You know, I have the ultimate respect for people, even if I don't like them, but they're honest. You know, from whatever they're thinking or feeling or, you know, contemplating in their head at the time. I accept that. I don't like liars anymore. And I am a liar. You know, I can't be hypocritical here and be like, well, I never lied. I'm not taking some fucking moral high ground bullshit here because I'm not. Act like I've never lied. I lie all the time. But the point is to try to be honest. You can't be afraid of what you say is going to hurt somebody's feelings, man. You can't walk on these fucking eggshells, especially when it's in you and you know better. Sometimes you just got to take the beating, man. You got to say what you got to say, and the other person doesn't like it, then that's on them. And they got to sit with that. And I found that when people told me something, you know, and I was getting upset or irritated by it and I didn't want to hear it, it's because I needed to hear it. I just didn't want to hear it or accept it at the time because I knew that was the answer. But my own fucking pride couldn't accept that. My pride, mine, knew it was the right thing to do. And then I was like, you know. So now I have a pretty good gauge on that. And when somebody tells me different, fuck you. I don't care. Life is too short for me to care. And I've talked about this before. The biggest currency and commodity that you have is your time. Don't waste it. And if you have wasted it, you've got a second chance to do something amazing with it. Don't squander it. Don't give it to people who don't give a fucking shit. Your time's worth it. Give it to people. It's worth it. And do the things it's worth it for you. And I swear, man, you'll be better. You'll be all right up here. And it's a hard road. And dealing with life. Because life blows. And that's the trick. Accept that life sucks sometimes. All the time. The world's a crazy, evil place. Accept it. And then you can actually live peacefully. How the fuck does that work? Because then you're not living in fear, folks. You're not living in fear all the time. Okay? It's too bright. Too bright in this live stream. See, that's good, but it only works when my hands are right here. Oh, well. I'm going to shave. Look at this fucking thing. Call that a fucking scruff. I don't connect right here. You know? See that? This is what I'm worried about. If they just connected right here, I would have scruff all the time. At least I look my age now, right? I fucking 34 years old. I don't look like I'm 34. I shaved this off, dude. I could pass for a 24-year-old, 25. Easy. Easy. 10 years younger. But I don't want to. I like being my age. I don't want to be 24 again. I don't want to be 25 again. I really don't. I don't want to go back to that crazy, impulsive, compulsive nature of my life. And I don't care. But I still have tons of fun, man. I have fucking fun all the time. I laugh all the time. It's just a different kind of laughing from when I used to be, you know? Who wants to be doing the same shit they were doing when they were like 18? Who wants to think the same way they did when they were 18? You don't want to move past that point, maybe gain some wisdom? That's why old people are awesome. You can learn a lot from old people. They've seen shit. They know how to just step back and just be like, except for the few, you know, the couple exceptions of old people that are the jaded, angry ones that are like, get off my lawn. Or, you know what I mean. But most old people are pretty sweet, and they're just very nice. Like here, for example, I had my car parked at my girlfriend's house, and you know, she lives in a townhouse, and the townhouse, you know, they're back to back, and the driveways are right here like this, and my car's here, and the neighbor across the way backed into my car. We heard a thud. We were eating dinner, and then you hear dunk. Everyone's like, "What's that?" Dogs are barking. The guy comes to the door. It's this old sweet guy. And he's like, "Oh, I hit the car." And he was all shaken up, you know. And I go outside, and he's like, it's pretty big. And it's a big fucking dent in my bumper. You know, I've had the car 12 years, you know. It's been a reliable car. No super big dents, but now it's a pretty big dent right underneath the bottom on the corner of the bumper there. He's like, "Oh, you want to call the cops and do a report?" I go, "Don't even worry about it, man." The guy. And you want to know why I did that? I'll explain it to you folks out there who can't fucking fathom why I didn't take this old man and make him feel worse than he did, because, you know, the right thing to do was to get money and call the cops and blah, 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 blah. I took a minute to step back and looked at this man, and he already felt terrible enough. He knew what he did. He felt bad enough for doing it. I didn't need to make him feel worse. The fact that I could tell he wanted to right his wrong and do something about it, to take that next step, was enough for me to just accept it and let it go. I've had the car 12 years. It's going to cost me more to fucking fix it than my car's worth. I don't give a shit. He didn't break the taillight. It's functional. I could probably pound it out later when it gets warmer in the spring with a rubber mallet, so I'm not worried about it. And the guy was really surprised that I didn't want to do anything about it. I said, and his wife's like, "Well, you know where we live. If you change your mind, like, you don't have." It's all about how you come off to people, is what I'm trying to say. He came off like a man who knew he did something that warranted. You know, he knocked on the door like a man, told me what was up, and he was shaken by it, and I could tell he was really sorry and felt bad. That was enough for me to go, it's all right, man. I don't need to take it to the next level. Now, if it was the opposite way, on the flip side of that, had he come out and been like, fuck, your car was right there, man. I didn't fucking shouldn't have been there. If he had that attitude, I would have been like, all right, let's call the cops. Let's get the insurance, you know? And then I would have made a big deal because here's the key, people. The trick is your reaction to things. It's about how you come off. Are you genuinely feel bad for something when you do it? Do you own your shit no matter what and just accept it and be honest about it? Or do you take it around and try to blame others? Let that sink into your fucking noodle, because he could have been the other way where he's like blaming me for my car being there and that. You know those kind of people. You know who I'm talking about. Okay, we've all dealt with this shit at some point in our lives, somebody in our lives. But this guy knew, and he was honest, and he felt bad, and that was enough for me. And I didn't have to take it to the next level because that's a good man. That's a neighbor that I like to have. That's a man I would trust. There are good, decent people out there, man. And then there's a lot of shitheads. And you got to cut the shitheads out. And if you're a lemming and you're not listening to anything I'm saying, go right off the cliff with the rest of them because you're dead weight to the world. But if you are listening and this is making sense and you agree, or at least know that some of the points I'm making have a lot of merit behind them. Merit? No, that's not it. Clout? Have some clout behind them, then let that sink in, think about it, apply it to your life, and then go on. Nothing, man. I'm just a dude. I'm just telling from experience. This is something I do know better about. I could have ripped that guy a new asshole, but I chose not to because he didn't need it. And it's just a fucking bumper. It's just a bumper. He didn't run over my cat. I would have been a little upset about that. So, just be careful. Because you just never know, man. You never know what people are going through, what they're dealing with, and that's it, So I think I'll wrap this shit up. Question everything. Everything. Your life will be better if you do. I promise you that. I promise you, if you are willing to do that. If you're not, then go away. I don't care. The whole reason I do this stuff, all these live streams, because this works for me. This is the shit that I need to do to navigate through this world, because people irritate me. I feel sad for people. They irritate me. And I just see a bunch of fucking zombies. Useless people. And it's not their fault. That's what I've realized lately. It's not their fault. This is the world they grew up in. This is what they know. But I know differently today. I really do. It's not an arrogant statement. I just know. Because I've lived and done shit. And I've learned from it. I mean, that's just like human 101, isn't it? So. All right. Like, comment, share, questions, send me an email about things you want me to talk about. twoyaga@gmail.com. And yeah, I don't know. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. I think maybe I'll do a Facebook stream maybe tomorrow. Thursday? Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So, all right. Everybody be safe. And I hope all of this is on there, because the last fucking stream I did, YouTube cut me off. So watch out for yourself.